How are you doing, Pisces? I hope you're doing well. I'm going to take a look at the eclipse for this month. It's October 2024. What's going on for you? Well, in your 8th house, which is really one of the most complicated parts of the horoscope, difficult for even adept astrologers to decipher, we see Mercury, the Sun, debilitated Sun, the new moon, which is the eclipsing of the Sun next to the nodal axis. So here, this 8th house, if we take a look at its impact, it has to do with all of those psychological difficulties that you try to manage, which are difficult to manage because if it's in the subconscious and unconscious part of our beings, how do we make contact with that? How do we see what's going on there? We can only be observant as to how we react in our relationships so that we can somehow connect the dots. It's a transformative space, and although the eclipse takes place on the 3rd, it is going to have longer term ramifications for you. Negative feelings like fear, power, control, vulnerability, also sexuality are all linked to this 8th house. So the eclipse is going to unleash a lot of these emotions. You may not even know where some of those emotions are coming from. In the traditional sense, we suggest to clients having this eclipse in the 8th house to confront their fears, to look at their past traumas, and don't be afraid to get some help, to go and get therapy. This south node in that 8th house, transiting there now, is not easy for you in terms of dealing with those frustrations. Sometimes morbid thoughts can arise. You can start feeling negative patterns of thinking. It also, as I said, relates to sexuality. One way in which you can resolve some of these issues, and maybe not all, is to encourage more intimacy with your partner. Talk deeply about how you feel about each other, because the 8th house is the house of intimacy. And that eclipse is going to trigger a lot of these feelings. Mercury moves to the 9th house of your horoscope around the 14th, I think. That's going to give you an injection of energy for education, learning new ideas, traveling a little bit. 9th house is travel. Venus is also transiting that part of your horoscope. Jupiter goes into its retrograde motion in your 4th house on the, let's have a look here. I've got the list. I think it's the 9th, if I'm not mistaken. The 9th. It goes retrograde on the 9th. And on the 12th, Pluto goes direct. Jupiter's in the 4th house of your family matters. So any building, construction, purchase of furniture, extensions, investment in property, that may need to be curtailed for a while under the retrogression of Jupiter until you have more facts at your disposal. There's no rush to the finish. Saturn and Neptune continue their retrograde motion in your sun sign. That, I think, is going to contribute to the challenge of that 8th house eclipse, trying to find more and more meaning in your life. But more importantly, as I say to my students and clients, finding meaning and a positive upturn in the difficulties that have occurred in your life, and finding how those difficulties in the long run have actually been your greatest assets. Full moon takes place in the sign of Aries, which is your 2nd house. That's on the 17th of October. Aries is the zone in your horoscope regulating your income, and you have strong desires as a result of the North Node in that second house. Venus in the 10th house is luxurious. There should be an opportunity for you to earn money as a result of Venus's popularity energy in your 10th house of career. This is the time to talk to your boss, approach new businesses. Don't be too afraid to speak about your skill sets, your achievements in a way that's not egotistical, and that will bring with it some keys to furthering your future success in many areas of your life. Of course, I keep circling back to the importance of that 8th house, the importance of working through those patterns emotionally, psychologically, that are a bar to your success, but more importantly, a bar to your happiness. Jupiter's helping in that respect. Go with that flow. Don't be afraid to look at yourself. Don't be afraid to go within. Don't be afraid to confront your demons. And that is going to be your ticket to a much healthier, saner, successful, and spiritually enlightening cycle in the coming months. I've got more for you there, Pisces, at astrology.com.au. Follow the links for the additional reading for October 2024. I'm looking forward to your questions or comments. Leave them in the little notes below. And of course, your subscription and your like. We need your subscriptions and your likes. That would be very kind of you. And I'll see you here same time next month. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.